Hello and welcome to this hip-focused yin practice. Find a comfortable seat to begin. Close the eyes. Bring your hands to prayer pose. Take a deep breath in and a sigh out. Setting the collective intention to be focused on the breath and on the sensations in the body. Open the eyes. Let's get started right away. We'll start with the hip stretch. So check in with the crossing of your legs. Bring your left shin in front of the right, and then scooch your feet as much as you can to the sides. They might be in line with the short edge of your mat. Flex your toes in towards your legs, and then scoot your butt back a touch so you're crossed right at the shins here. And you're almost making this square shape. Your feet are all the way in line with the edge of your knees. Inhale, sit tall, and then exhale, shift forward. And then breathing here, if you have blocks at home, you can even put them in front of you to help stay elevated slightly through the heart. We want the spine to be long. Press equally through both sits bones. And then fold forward any amount that feels accessible. Keep flexing through those feet, letting those knees and thighs drop. And for some of you, you may even come down to your forearms. Keep pushing the sits bones back. Tuck the chin slightly. We'll do a series of yin postures for the hips, and we'll hold each posture for 2.5 minutes. Aim to be present with the breath, inhaling fully and exhaling completely. As we spend time in the pose, some of you might even wish to come all the way down, as long as it doesn't start to pull into the back muscles, even letting your head rest and anchoring those thighs down. This is a good posture for prepping for double pigeon. For those of you that want a little more sensation and perhaps to take it to the double pigeon here for this last moment, you could take that front shin and stack it on the bottom shin. And now you're in the double pigeon position. You can fold back forward. Staying here for a few more rounds of breath. Deep inhale and exhale. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Find the stillness in whatever variation you're in. One more big breath in and out. And then we'll slowly upright the torso, and we'll switch sides. So we'll start now with the other shin, the right shin in front, and remember to really cross at the center of the shins. Walk your feet as much to the side so they line up with the long edge of your mat. Toes are flexed. Scoot your butt back a touch so you have space here. And start gentle. This might be plenty. You might feel the sensation, especially in that right hip. You can start to fold forward, remembering that you can bring your blocks to any height if you have those, or a bolster, something that can help you lean forward. Heavy the sits bones down, and breathe deeply. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. fold a little deeper, as long as you're not overly rounding and feeling the tugging in the low back or the shoulders. For some of you, it might feel nice to let the head come down completely if you're able to. And then others of you, if you're wanting a deeper sensation, you can take it to the double pigeon, the fire log, by taking that front shin, stacking it on top. Again, that foot stays flexed, and now the shins are stacked. And maybe you just stay upright, or you find those deep breaths, drop the shoulders, relax the jaw, and then maybe fold forward any amount. Breathing deeply. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Soften through the hips, the jaw, the face. About 2 more breaths this side. In and out. Breathe in and out. Whew. Nice work. Slowly come on out. You can use your hands to just extend your legs, give them a little wiggle. Pause here, moment of integration. The hands come by the hips, close the eyes, breathe in deeply. Exhale completely. Our next pose will enter into incrementally as well. Start by taking your left leg in and just plant the left foot, hug your left shin, flex the bottom toes, lift the low back here. Again, if you're feeling that hip, you might just stay here. You might cross that foot over. Keep leaning forward slightly, lift the heart. Again, stay anywhere along the journey, and as you practice this video again and again, you might find that you can progress to the next part of the pose if it feels accessible. You can slide that foot to the right and stack the knee on top of the bottom knee. If you have any tenderness in the knee or some past injuries, this is a great place to stay. You can lean forward, get that hip stretch on the left hip, or you could take the full cow face or shoelace pose, bringing that straight leg next to the glute. Make sure you're not sitting on the foot. Both sits bones are equally rooted and the knees are stacked. For those of you that want more sensation, you can take the feet towards the height or the same distance as the knees. If it feels like plenty, you can fold forward just a little bit, heavy through the hips. Breathe deeply here. There's different schools of thought with yin. I prefer not to round my back right away because then I feel most of the sensation through the back and the shoulders. So I tend to keep a little heart opening and then hinge from there. For some of you, if you have those blocks, you can take any version of stacking them so the forehead can rest and you can heavy the hips back yet again. Soften through the jaw, soften through the hips. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Breathing in and out. Heavy the sits bones. One more round of breath. Inhale and exhale. And then slowly we'll unwind from this side, this shape. The legs can both extend in front of you. brief pause, intermission, hands by hips, inhale, and exhale. We'll start incrementally with the second side. So bring that right leg in, hug the shin so that you can lift in the low back. You can stay here. You can cross the foot over, keep hugging forward with the torso, drop the shoulders. This might be plenty for today. Or you'll take that foot to the left, you'll stack the knee on top of the straight knee. You can lean forward, and this can be your version today. For those of you where it would feel accessible to bring that straight leg back, make sure you don't sit on that heel. Both sits bones are grounded. Shimmy a little if you need to root them down equally. Knees stack as much as possible. If you're needing more sensation, you bring those feet forward with the knees still stacked. You can even stay upright here, breathing deeply, dropping the shoulders. Or as you're ready, if you're wanting to increase that sensation as your body gets used to the pose, folding forward any amount, breathing deeply, in and out. Drop the sits bones, drop the shoulders. Chin stays slightly tucked so you're not reaching it forward. And then once again, maybe you make a little block tower of any height and you let the forehead rest, breathing deeply. Soften any gripping in the hips, the jaw, the shoulders. Just a few more deep conscious breaths. Stay present. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale, heavy the sits bones. And inhale, come on up. We'll release here. You can lean back to unwind. Ooh. All right. We shall come into our lizard lunge or dragon lunge. Start on all fours. If you have blocks, bring them to the front of your mat. Bring your hands onto the blocks. And then step that left leg into a lunge outside the left hand. The blocks could be any height to support you. Start to slide that right leg back a touch. And you can always stay lifted here with the heart. We're stretching into the left hip, inner thigh. And as you feel ready, we'll slowly start to come down onto the forearms. So again, blocks can be any height. Some of you might bring your forearms down to the mat. And then find your deep breath here. Trying your best not to collapse completely in the upper body. Feel the forearms gently pulling back, a little lift of the heart. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Finding some stillness. As you stay in the pose, maybe you find the body is opening more, and maybe you want to go deeper for this last little moment. I'll Alternatively, maybe it's too much if the breath is rough or erratic, then that means back off a little bit. So listen to your own body sensations. Tune into the smoothness of the breath. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. One more round of breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can come onto your hands if you're on your forearms. Start to shift the hips back. So you can step that left leg back. It might feel nice to just give the hips a little shimmy, a little shake. If you prefer stillness, maybe a brief moment in child's pose. And then coming to that second side, if you have the blocks, it can be helpful to use them, especially to step forward. You can start on the medium height and then decide how to adjust from there. Right foot comes to the right edge of the mat, outside the right hand. Scooch the back knee back a touch. Inhale, lift the heart, push into the hands, sink the hips forward. And then check as well that your knee is right above the ankle. From here, you can use the blocks on any height, and if it feels accessible to come down to the forearms, then do so. Hips are sinking forward, heart is slightly lifted, breath is long and deep. Soften any clenching or tensing. And remember, you can always adjust as you're in the pose. If you want more sensation or less, you find your personal edge. Be aware of the breath, the sensations in the body. Inhale fully. Exhale completely. Two more rounds of breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands onto the mat or the blocks. Shift your hips back. Bring that right leg back. Go ahead and move the blocks off of the mat now. Plant your hands, take a little shimmy of the hips. And our final pose, pigeon pose, or sleeping swan as it's called in Yin Yoga. So hands are planted. Bring your left knee right behind your left wrist. The left foot will come in front of the right thigh. The knee is outside the left hip towards the left edge of the mat. Tuck your back right toe so you can scooch yourself back here. And then untuck the toes once that back leg is nice and long. From here, you can lift the heart for a moment and then start to fold into that sleeping swan shape. Now you want to make sure you're not resting and dumping onto your left hip like this, or you're not rolling to your right. If I were to balance a teacup right here on your sacrum, it would not spill. And if you have any props, a pillow, a bolster, it's not for everyone, but I do like a block under my chest. You could put a block under your forehead. Once you find your level of support, let yourself rest fully and breathe deeply. Now your body's intelligent, it's going to try to get you out of this deep sensation. So wiggle your hips just a little left and right, and then find that spot that's like, there's a deep stretch. Hips are pulling back, heart is going forward. Breathe deeply here. Inhaling. Exhaling as if you can exhale from that left hip, left glute. Let your head rest on something. Two more breaths here. In and out. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly push yourself up. Slide your hands back. Tuck the back toes. Scooch the knee in. And then bring that left leg back. Give a little wiggle. Move the block, if you were using it, back to all fours. Second side, last pose. Right knee comes right behind right wrist. So see, it goes outside of the hip. So knee is all the way to the edge of the mat. Tuck your back toes. Slide that back leg way, way back. You can even look back at it, make sure it's nice and straight. Then untuck the toes. Lift the heart here. Make sure you're not sitting onto that right hip. You're balancing here. You're finding the equality through the sacrum. And then you slowly start to lower down. Again, using any props as they feel supportive to you. Sleeping swan, we're really trying to melt, to rest, to release any tension. So let go of any gripping in that right glute, right hip. Breathe deeply. Take a little wiggle of your hips left and right. Just notice if you are dumping your weight into one side or the other. Find that spot where you feel equal, where you feel that deep stretch. Hips are pulling back, heart is going forward. Two more deep breaths, really soften through the exhale, release any tension, breathing in, breathing out, inhale, exhale, push into the hands to upright the torso, tuck your back toes, slide that back knee in. Front knee comes back, take a little wiggle. And then we'll lie down on our backs for our final Shavasana. If you have any blankets nearby. It can be nice to have a little pillow for your head, and maybe even cover your body. Let the hips relax. Don't underestimate this posture to bring some deep rest to all of those intricate muscles, fibers, tissues of the hips. Let the palms face up, the legs just be slightly apart like the edges of the mat.